morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
This is Yohan.
It's your boy Oscar.
And in this episode of What's in the Cup, we try to guess what Oscar is drinking. Oscar, hold your cup up to the camera for the people to see. I'm going to take a wild guess. This man is drinking a peanut butter and avocado milkshake. Is that what we got going on?
I think so.
Is that what this man's doing?
No. We got celery,
Okay.
banana.
Okay.
Honestly,
So you're telling me that you just throw things in there and you have no idea what you...
No. It's a thing.
It's
like,
a thing.
It's like a little packet that I make full of these things.
That you make?
Yeah.
So you prepare these things and then you blend them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, no, they come pre-prepared. I'm lying. They come pre-prepared.
Okay. I was about to say, like, this man's doing some DIY stuff.
No.
Yeah.
But there's like 5 stuff in there. Plus like chia seeds and...
So I can tell you right now that has magnesium and potassium right off the bat. So that's good for you.
Yeah.
That looks like it keeps you hydrated.
A little bit.
And it gives you energy for the day.
A little bit. Even though I don't need it because I slept 11 hours.
You slept 11 hours?
Yeah, because I was that tired that I just... Plus I took
Melatonin?
a melatonin gummy at like 9-10 at night.
Bro, what's it like?
And I didn't wake up till... What?
To live my dream. To like just sleep 11, 12 hours straight without giving a damn.
Well, that's like rare.
You know, I take that back. I can't really sleep that long.
That's like... The only reason I was able to sleep that long is probably because of the gummy. But I was already tired. I was like, you know
sound
what?
like a crackhead over here. Like, yeah.
I was like,
I popped one. I popped the melatonin. Nah, I used to drink melatonin too much before. Apparently, that's not good for you to overdo it.
Well, I rarely take them.
No, I know. But hey, I'm glad you're rested, man. Y'all, welcome to Stay Uncomfortable. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Yeah.
And
wild ass segue.
hey, is just wanted to talk about that, man. It's all right. So today, before I even start, you know what I'm gonna ask you?
What are you gonna ask me?
The wellness check, bro. How you doing?
The wellness check. I'm doing good.
You doing good?
Yeah, I'm doing good. There's not much to it. Oh, we're right.
No,
right.
I'm just asking you.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me. Be specific, bro.
No. Okay. So spiritually, I'm like a 6,
Okay.
6.5.
Okay.
Mentally, emotionally, I'm like a 6 too.
Mm-hmm.
And physically, I give myself a 4.5.
That's good. Not really, but wait, a 4?
Yeah.
Physically?
Yeah.
You haven't gone to the gym in a while.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. You're suffering internally, aren't you?
I decided to take the break on my own.
Yeah, but you still miss the gym.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. I took it off because my last class, literally to graduate, is like the final boss in my life, and it's a math class.
Well, either way, I'm proud of you that you made it this far. So you got a few months, not even to go, a month and a half, maybe.
Yeah, a month and a half.
Yeah. So you got this, bro. You got this.
Yeah, because I got what you needed. So
wait, let me do my wellness check. You know
All
what
right.
I was gonna ask you, didn't you?
What?
What the question of the day?
No, I got what you needed. Like for the people that are, wondering, this has.
Okay.
This has. Hold on. This has pineapple, banana, apples, kale, celery, and chia seeds.
That sounds drinkable. It sounds good.
Not to mention the powder that I use for my
Coke?
genital strength.
So Coke. Just right there.
Yeah.
Just a line of okay. Wait. So you are drinking? It's a powder for just say it, sexual vitality.
Yeah.
Okay. So you want to slide that to my DMs?
I don't think you need it, bro.
You don't think I need it?
Nah.
Man, I need everything you can give me, bro.
I'm a gatekeeper.
I hate this man, bro. I hate you.
I'm a gatekeeper, bro.
How much you want to bet that we're gonna have comments like, we didn't hear a single thing they said in the entire podcast. Oscar needs to slide what powder he's drinking for his genital strength.
Why is it a girl voice asking?
Hold on. Genital strength is not the right word. Sexual vitality and endurance is what this man is trying to get to. Jeez.
I have it. It's just a constant thing.
Hey, if it
But why does
wait, ashwagandha.
That's a few things.
It's ashwagandha, maca powder, maca root powders. This man's good.
Marshmallow root.
Marshmallow root.
Yeah.
Where do marshmallows come from? What am I missing here?
Bro, you gotta come on. Do your
My due diligence.
yeah.
All right, so nah, I'm just having fun, guys. I'm just having fun. So
One day when we do like a
a live Q
like
and
a
A.
health and fit
Oh,
type of
okay.
episode, I'll slide
You'll
the
break it down.
yeah I'll slide the info for
So
you.
you're gonna gatekeep. Even you're gonna gatekeep me until that episode.
Nah, I got you. I got
Okay,
you.
okay, okay. So my wellness check. Physically, I'm gonna start with the physical. I have been slacking a little bit, so I'm gonna give myself a 5. I know we're against fives,
Or a
but
little treadmill.
yeah, my little treadmill.
It's a little treadmill.
It's a tiny treadmill, but it works. Uh, spiritually, a 4. I'm really trying to creep up those numbers, bro. Mentally,
I'm gonna ask why though.
no. Well, yeah, you can. We can talk about it. Mentally, I'm gonna give myself a 3.5. Cause yesterday I got home and I just went on a rant. A rant. Carmen was just sitting on the kitchen. She was looking at me like this. Just
It wasn't towards her though. Like it was just you
no, no,
venting.
no. Yeah, it was just me venting. Just me going like this. I'm not gonna say I had like a mental breakdown,
No,
but
you had a moment.
I just had a moment. I'm just like, she asked me how I was doing, how my day was, and I'm just like, babe, I feel like I'm just going through the motions of just living day by day. I feel like that SpongeBob meme, the guy sitting in the car, sitting in the office, sitting in traffic, sitting at home.
Mm,
Like that's what life feels like to me right now. And she's like, "Okay, do you know why?" And then I'm like,
routine.
"Exactly." It's like I feel like it's sleep, work, shower, sleep, work, shower, sleep, work, shower, and I'm tired of it, man. I went off a deep dive. I was like ranting for like 7 minutes
Kind
straight.
of wish I was there.
It was something along the lines of like I feel like right now I don't feel like I am where I should be as a man. Let that be spiritually, physically, uh, capable wise, what I can do around the house, what I can do, being self sufficient, uh, you name it. I feel like my mind is reminding me of all the potential that I do have and how I wasted so many years of my youth. And now, at the end of my 20s, basically, I still got a year or two left, but at the end of my 20s, I'm currently playing catch up for the wasted years in my early 20s. Like, why is it that I can never see something through, or I'm always uh, tired? I'm always looking for the next uh, time to sleep. I'm always. And then I kind of figured it out because that's why I love venting because I can actually figure things out on my own. And it's like, well, you know what? It's probably because when I go to sleep, when I come home from work, I'm here for like an hour and a half before I have to go to sleep and wake up the next day. And then all the time that I just feel like I give my time to everybody and their moms. And then at the end of the day, I feel like I have no time left for me. Which is why we end up spending a lot of time on our phones, a lot of time in the bathroom, because we as men, this is a male phenomenon. We feel like we give our time to everybody,
Well, you do.
and then we forget to sit down with our thoughts. We forget to sit down with our failures, with our successes, and we forget to realize that we are our own individual human being. And what that ends up causing is we end up like falling into where I am right now in the routine and the motions, just going through the next day, looking for the next day, looking for the next day, for the weekend, looking for whatever it is. And I'm just being very open about this because I'm working to get myself out of that.
Because the episode is called "Stay Uncomfortable."
We
The
are,
show.
the show's called Stay Uncomfortable. Yeah, I am working to get myself out of that because it's not. You knew me before I felt like this, transitioning into this, and now that I'm currently here. You know, so
Can I be honest about something?
go ahead.
And I'm not blaming the life choices you've made or anything like that.
Right,
But I think
life happens to people, so it's whatever.
yeah. I mean, it's happened to me. I was able to kind of through last year get a glimpse of it. I think.
I can't wait for that episode. We're gonna talk about all of it.
Are we?
Yeah. He got uncomfortable. You saw that? Now, whenever you're ready, man. I know.
Yeah. Um, I think it's just important, man. And you missed not. I'm not gonna say you missed out because I know you're happily married, but that season of on your own,
Yeah.
I think that would have done you wonders.
Yeah, I actually agree with that. I feel like every man who can, I suggest, because when you're single and living with your parents, it's not the
It's not
same
the same.
as living for a season on your own to seeing if you can make it by
Mhm.
yourself, you know?
Mhm.
And I moved out of my house 2.5 months before I got married.
Yeah.
So I was living by myself for 2.5 months. And in those 2.5 months, I learned quite a lot about myself. I learned how to establish a good, healthy routine. I learned how to depend on myself for absolutely everything,
Yeah.
and that's good. However, it's not the same when I'm moving out because I'm gonna get married.
Yeah.
Whereas
So like your brain and expectations were already like you already know it's only gonna be a few months.
exactly, like I'm already like I'm at ease in some certain
Yeah.
sense because I know I'm not gonna be alone
Yeah.
at the end of the year type thing. But there's other people, like men who I applaud, bro, our parents who come from different countries by themselves and try to figure it out here in the wild
Yeah.
with nobody but a distant family member that they haven't talked to in years. Oh yeah, we can help you, but they really don't feel comfortable because they know that they are not all that welcome there. No,
Mhm.
because at the end of the day, we all know that visit has an expiration date, like visits, and then or guests, I should say.
Mhm.
But we admire them, and they turned out way more self reliant than we are.
Mhm.
And I don't know. I don't blame my marriage because even in my marriage
No.
I've had to learn a lot of things,
Mhm.
things that have made me the man that I am today, and I'm grateful for that. However, before that time, I do feel, again, I feel like I wasted so much time doing other things, like going to work in a place that I hate.
But you see, this is I'm gonna give an example right now.
Okay.
Let's say a basketball player, right?
Yeah.
An NBA player. He's in the free agency.
Hmm.
He's not a part of a team, so he can go to any gym, work out on whatever part of his game he wants to work out.
Yeah.
Now, the moment he signs to a team, it might be that the team might be like, okay, we only want you to do this, this, and that for the team.
Yeah. You have certain stipulations that you
These
have to follow.
yeah, these are the team needs for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've been working in free agency while you were not signed to anybody. You were working on shooting threes, but now we want you to just be a rebounder and a whatever.
Why? Because we got Curry on the team. We don't need you to do
We
that.
don't need you to do that.
Yeah.
So when you're in a relationship, it's like, okay, you learn certain things, but there are also just things that do benefit both of you. Whereas
Yeah.
when you're single and you're not looking, for example, you just do the things that you need for yourself.
Exactly.
So
But rounding that out, which is
yeah,
is kind of full circle,
yeah,
because you want to ask me why I got a 4 in my spiritual life.
yeah.
Carmen, after hearing everything, she was very gracious, and she's actually told me this quite a bit of times before. She said, "You do realize that the only reason that you feel like this is because you are searching for completion where you cannot find it. You cannot be whole in the routine. You cannot be whole by working. Even all those goals that you have, once you fulfill them, they are not whole.
Hmm.
The only thing that will actually make you whole is God." And then the way that she phrased it was great. She said, "Your cup is not empty. It's just filled with the wrong things. Like you're which is worse. You fill your cup with entertainment. You fill your cup with uh, always wanted to relax. You fill your cup with always wanting to step back. But when was the last time that you woke up early? And in my opinion, that's a visualization of emptying my cup. When have you woken up early before anything, before me, and just sat with God, sat with the Word of God,
Yeah.
prayed before the rush of the day starts? When was the last time you did that?" And I'm
Hmm.
like, I can't remember.
So I love the Bible. This always comes through.
Yeah.
Matthew 6:33. But seek first the kingdom of God and His
And
righteousness.
everything else will be added unto you. But that last part, I'm not going to say it's irrelevant because the Bible is relevant in its fullness.
Yeah.
However, we always make the mistake of wanting to focus on that last part,
Hmm.
the things that are added unto us.
Hmm.
And we forget, yo, this is the kingdom of God. Like that is the big picture.
Is the biggest
It's
kingdom.
not about the extra, whatever is going to come after, because we always think about the blessings. We think about, what am I going to get? What am I going to look like after this? What is my life going to be like after this? And we forget, no, This is an invitation of me being with God, me being in tune, one with the Father of creation. And we take that for granted, bro. And I hate that about our sinful nature that manifests itself in a multitude of ways.
Yeah.
In this case, for me, it's laziness and procrastination.
Well, that's what I was gonna get into. That many times we read these scriptures, like they say this one, and we automatically assume that the all things will be added to you
Mm-hmm.
will be materialistic things,
Yeah.
and it can be that the things added to you are the things that you need to great like expand in the kingdom and be a better person.
Yeah.
Having a lot of money or having a lot of success doesn't necessarily make you a greater person,
It doesn't.
but being able to have discipline over laziness does.
Yeah.
Being able to work harder over laziness, or being able to have a healthy diet and not indulge in gluttony
Yeah.
is added onto you.
Which is still a sin. I don't know if these churches updated that, but gluttony is still a sin. We don't talk about that
Yeah.
enough.
So if we look at things like that, like all these things will be added to you, it's like, okay, God, I want you to give me money, I want you to give me this type of girl. It's like, yeah, but your heart is a mess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's all, and then it's like God throws it back in your face. Like, how am I gonna bless you with potentially the best thing in your life
When you're not ready to
when
receive
you're
it.
when not only that, we almost forget that she also has a life of her own, and it's not like we feel like God is blessing us through her, but we forget that we're all supposed to bless her.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're supposed to be a blessing to her,
Mm-hmm.
and we end up being a nuisance.
Mm-hmm.
There was a word. Oh, we end up inflicting ourselves upon her.
Yeah.
And instead of she gets to be with us, now she has to deal with us.
And what sucks is that many times we do these prayers and we seek first the kingdom of God, but even when we're seeking,
We
all we
always have
ask
an
for,
agenda, bro.
we always ask for, I'm seeking for this motive.
Yeah. And we forget, I made it a very clear, pivotal point in my faith to remind myself that I'm not seeking God because of what he can do for me, but because of who he is.
Right.
It's not like God is the prize.
Yeah.
If at the end of the day my house burns down, my wife dies, God forbid, if I lose it all and I still have God, I have not lost anything. Because, like in the book of Paul,
In the
everything I
book of Paul,
counted. Jesus, I just seen the book of Paul. Paul wrote.
he's a good author,
Yeah,
but
but he doesn't.
he don't got a book.
Jeez, uh, I forgot where. I think it's Philippians. I have to figure it out now because I got to redeem myself for that. But he says, everything I once held dear, or everything I have, I count it all as loss.
Mm.
Everything I
That's in
counted
a
all.
song too.
Yeah, well, that's in the song "Lead Me to the Cross" by Hillsong.
Yeah.
But everything I have, everything, I count it all as loss. And in in the original, he's like it's all poop. It's all BS. It's all
Yeah.
loss. Hold on,
Go ahead. Man, this intro has been,
it's been fulfilling. Good one.
it has.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
so it's Philippians 3:8-10.
yeah.
It says, "Indeed, I count everything as loss because of the surpassing worth of knowing Christ Jesus, my Lord. For His sake, I have suffered the loss of all." This is basically him during a persecution time. Which one day I'm gonna like really go into the book of Philippians because I feel like it's the most misquoted book in the Bible.
Philippians.
Yeah, it's the most out of context book in the Bible. People take it out of context all the time. Like I keep saying, when Paul was saying, "I can do all things in Christ, who strengthens me," is actually I can endure all things in Christ who strengthens me. And he was not writing that from an entrepreneur convention. He was not telling you to open up a little business. He would sell like tarps to stay up.
Paul.
Yeah, that's how he made money. He sold like tents.
Yeah.
But he wasn't at a tent convention saying, "Yeah, I can do all this in Christ." No, he was writing from jail. He was in jail, and he said, even this persecution, I can endure it through Christ who strengthens me." This is not an invitation for you to open up a business. It's a reminder that even in the persecution, you can endure that because of Jesus. So that's a really good cornerstone for me to rely upon because my faith is unshaken,
Amen.
thankfully. I'm just in my head right now. I do that quite a bit. I get in my head, and it's all I want. I want the best for my wife. I want the best for me. I want the best for those around me. But I forget. I forget that very rarely will I find any sort of or any sense of fulfillment outside of God. The paychecks can be big,
Yeah.
the podcast can be successful, my friend group can expand, which I'm not really looking for that, by the way. But
I
whatever
know.
happens, like I can have all the blessings in the planet just fall on my lap, and at the end of the day, if it's without God, it will not feel good. And that's not a curse; that's a blessing because at least I know that I want everything in my life to be centered around God. That's what I want it to be. I don't want to be successful outside of Him.
Exactly. I don't got a question. I mean, I had a question, but it was a good intro. So
Yeah, we could leave it at that.
yeah,
I actually had a question, but we can leave that for. I wrote it down so I won't forget.
good.
Y'all, today we actually have a Q&A question. Q&A question. Well, I can't talk today. A Q&A episode.
Yeah, because Paul wrote a book apparently.
Yeah, Paul wrote the book of Paul.
Yeah.
That is gonna follow me forever. I already. Manny is gonna
How
contact.
narcissistic of Paul to write a book about Paul? Now I'm
No,
claiming.
I don't think so. No, there's a bunch of authors that self-titled their books in the Bible.
No, I know. I'm just
But
saying.
I feel like I don't know why, but I hear Johnny Pepeng sending me a message saying the Book of Paul. Really? He's gonna come from Boston, yo. Just, just a chop. Just give me a chop. We don't give chops anymore. We should bring back the chops
Why?
because I caught a lot of y'all doing some stupid things, and I would give you a chop, and I would correct the behavior.
Bro, we grown. Nobody's chopping nobody.
All right.
Nobody's chopping nobody nowadays without catching a full-on sparring session.
See, that's childish because what,
You chopping me isn't?
bro? You fighting me because I give you a chop isn't?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we're gonna throw hands. It is what it is, y'all. This episode is about to get a little bit unhinged because these questions piss me off. Some of them do. No one came for us in this one, thankfully.
Good.
But ah, all right.
One of the shirts we gotta make is one with like your picture on it that says, "This is really pissing me off." Because there's been a few episodes where you go off the script and you're like, this is what really pisses me off.
I'm gonna do that today.
That's hilarious.
Actually, it's the second question. Let's start with the first one. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Number one. This man says, "Hey fellas, I overheard my wife telling her friends that she is not that attracted to me. She even admitted that her ex looked better. She doesn't know I heard her, and now I don't know what to do." Damn, bro. Damn.
That hurts for me.
Damn.
You literally you reading that question, I got goosebumps. I don't know if Manny can probably put that in, but there's a moment. I had a Kathy moment
You had a Kathy moment?
as you were reading that question.
You just went
he'll,
like that.
he'll probably see. I'm like,
Bro. Oh my God. I don't know what's worse. That was another part of this. I had to cut it down, but another part of this question is that apparently she had actually uh, sent a message back and forth with the ex, and he kind of found out that too.
you don't think that's important to put?
No, it's not that. I remembered it.
Oh, okay.
I just when I was writing it or paraphrasing it because I'm telling you, y'all, when you send me questions, keep the question as a priority. Don't go off script just saying all these things
All
because
the details.
yeah, because then I have to search for the important stuff within the lines, But he did say that years before that, her and her ex had exchanged messages without his knowledge while they were married still.
So he's asking what he should do.
Yeah. What would you do?
I would.
They're married, keep in mind.
Yeah. I mean, I never say divorce. I ain't you, bro. I'm playing.
There's certain scenarios where I will actually advocate for
What would I do?
separation.
I would. I would confront it, just as any other issue. First
Yeah.
things first is you gotta confront it. You gotta acknowledge your own feelings first as well.
Mm-hmm.
So then when you do confront it, you have a full thing of how you feel and how what she said,
Yeah.
hurt, and have a conversation about that as to why she feels like that.
Yeah. I'm trying to get over the pain that I feel for this man right now because
Yeah.
I want to talk to him from a clear point of
I'm
view.
not even gonna like. I don't even want to discuss like the messages just because you mentioned that it was months ago or years ago.
Yeah.
So they might already be over that.
Yeah, but are they really though? Because she is telling other people that she finds her ex. Okay,
So I don't want to put anything in this guy's head.
me either.
And it sounds like she almost feels like she's settling
That's what I was getting at. And it really sucks when the person that you're married to
for a few years now.
feels like she's settling.
Yeah.
Because now it's like what I'm you see that's what am I chop liver? That's basically what you are to her.
Mm,
And she misses eating steak. That's
mm,
the best way that I can put it. Um Going back to what you said, acknowledging his feelings, right? I think this brother should write down what he heard her say.
yeah.
I always go to that because paper doesn't lie. If you
Receipts don't.
exactly if you write down what you heard her say, because again, we can exaggerate sometimes, and we can go, our minds can recall
Like
things.
I heard you say that I'm ugly as hell, bro.
No, that's not what I said. Write it down. Obviously, there's a chance I don't know your wife, but maybe she's gonna ask you why were you overhearing my conversations. Steer the ship. That's not the conversation
Don't
at
let
hand.
yourself be gaslit, brother.
Exactly. That's not what you're talking about. You have to confront her because right now, until you do that, you're gonna live in a house of lies. She's gonna think everything's okay. You're gonna pretend everything is okay. She's gonna feel you pulling away from her, not
Hmm.
being there. It's noticeable. These things are noticeable. So unless unless you just don't care, which you obviously do since you messaged us.
Yeah. Now
Uh,
there's are you were
no, I was
gonna
gonna say like write it down, like Oscar said, he would confront it, but before that,
yeah,
there are certain things that should be done.
I would write it
If
down.
you are a believer, pray.
Yeah. Pray before the confrontation.
Pray before the conversation. Pray that God might guide that conversation where it has to go, not where you want it to go. God, let this conversation go where it has to go. Maybe there were certain uncomfortable
Prepare
conversations that
prepare her heart for to receive what I'm about to say and
exactly,
give me the boldest and encouragement to say everything that I need to say.
exactly. And then when you're confronting her, do not sugarcoat how you felt
Yeah.
to spare her feelings.
Yeah.
Because many times we're like, I mean, it didn't really hurt because she doesn't want to feel like she hurt us, whatever. No, listen, you hurt me.
One thing that I was always told was that just always make the person kind of in your put them in your shoes
Yeah,
because women are very big on comparison and especially when it comes to physicality. So it's like, okay, I personally don't think there's nothing wrong with being attracted to the opposite sex because that's just a sign, but acting on it is a whole different thing,
yeah.
and making comments about it is a whole different thing. So be like, how would you feel to the woman? How would you feel if I was speaking to my friends
Hmm.
and I'm like, yo, so and so looks so much better than my wife. Like you see, my wife is a blonde, but you see that brunette. Mm. My wife is skinny, but you see that thick shorty over there.
Mm,
Whole different ballgame.
yeah. I just have a couple questions though. Like number one, why is she talking to her friends about this? Because let's not give the benefit of the doubt, but let's try to acknowledge all parties here, right?
Well,
Let's say that this is something that she's struggling with. Let's say that she wasn't even like saying, "Oh my God, I hate this guy," but rather like, "Hey, listen, this is an issue that I have. I love my husband, but I can't. The physical part of it just isn't doing it for me."
well, I can probably be able to answer that just because number one, friends are friends.
Yeah,
There's certain things us as men, like there's certain things that you and me can talk about in a conversation that you might not feel ready to tell your wife at the moment.
or even it's not even that. It might just be one of those conversations that just are one and done, and that's it. You don't
Hmm.
think about it twice,
Hmm.
and that's it. So it might be one of those things. But this is a very serious conversation, though.
And I don't want to undermine how important physical attraction is in a couple.
Hell yeah.
Because many times we often, he's a good person. He treats me
Mm-mm,
nice.
mm-mm, that doesn't do it.
We're humans. We like seeing things that appeal to the eye.
And I don't know where this started. That is a very bad paradigm to go off of. If you are not physically attracted to the person that you are with, that you're going to marry, that is not a good sign. It's
Yeah.
not a good sign because you know what's going to happen? You're going to be always looking for the next thing. You're always going to be, everyone else is a better option than the person that you're with.
Yeah, and it's like I get it. We all trying to be humble, blah blah. And people can look attractive because at the end of the day, attraction is subjective.
Yeah.
It's subjective. El dicho in Spanish, pa lo color lo gusto.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, yeah, what's attracted to you, but now to the point that it's like, this person can seem attractive, but like my husband is just way over. See, but now
Exactly.
it's like this person is way more attractive than the own man, like the guy that I married.
And you messed up when you were thinking about other people. Like that is the clear indicator that you do not find your man as attractive as you would like him to, or your woman, because now you're comparing this man to another
Bro,
person,
that's so scary.
and
Like
that is the worst thing, yo.
I can't imagine, like, let's say having an intimacy with my wife, and in the back of my head thinking like, what is she thinking about this guy?
You, bro, it's even worse when she is thinking about it. Like she's having intimacy with you, and she's thinking about someone else.
Yeah.
That is honestly, that is a man's worst nightmare,
Tell me about it.
and it's you have to be very careful how you address this, bro, because at the end of the day, you have to give yourself grace. I don't want you now to go down a spiral of insecurity of, oh, what's wrong with me now? What's this?
Yeah, because self deception is the worst thing you could
It
possibly
is.
do.
You're gonna stand in that mirror, and that mirror is going to put on negative filters on you now. You're gonna be a little bit more overweight than you actually are. Your
Mm-hmm.
your hairline is gonna recede more than it actually is. Your teeth are gonna be more crooked than you think they actually are, and then you're going to start to stress about things that weren't really
They
an
aren't
issue,
even there.
are not an issue for the right person, which is what sucks in this scenario.
That is what sucks. Because when you really like somebody, you really don't care about anybody else's opinion but that person's.
Exactly. Bro, I have a plethora of physical insecurities that you can point out. But my wife makes me feel attractive. She makes me feel safe. She points out like, "Yo, listen, you got to lose some weight, you know? I want a husband that looks good." But she doesn't make me feel ugly because of that. She
Yeah.
does it in a caring way.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, "Nah, let's get this weight off.
Yeah.
Let's do what we got to do," and that is appreciated. But then imagine in that same context, in that same conversation, I hear her talking with somebody else. Oh, I just don't find him attractive, bro. My heart would sink to the floor, and I don't know how I would come out of that, honestly. But what I would do, the way that I would start, is to confront it.
Yeah. Because you can't
And
just stay with that.
exactly, but I don't want to skim over the fact that she mentioned her ex, as in that she finds him attractive. I don't know if you can do this or want to do this, bro, but maybe, just maybe, don't sleep in the house for a couple nights. Give yourself some. This is what I recommend, just because, not divorce, but separation for a little bit. Give yourself some time to cool off. Like, even if you want to tell her but are not ready to confront the whole thing right away, just say, listen, I heard this. My mind is not ready to have this conversation right now. I need to go ahead and cool off. I need to leave. I need to do something. Uh, I'll be back.
Do you think that's an extreme?
I don't think it's an extreme. An extreme would be to leave or not say anything.
I mean, yeah.
But in this case, what I'm advocating is for him to find a good headspace.
Kind of contradicting. I remember last episode you said you wouldn't leave at all.
But what was the context?
We were talking about messages and, yeah, texting X.
Okay, did I say we wouldn't leave?
You said you would not leave.
Well, in this case, I'm trying to identify myself with how he feels.
Mm.
And in that scenario, feeling confused, having no idea if the years of his marriage were a
Or
lie,
fake, yeah.
then that can throw you in a spiral.
Right.
And then if you have the conversation right then and there, doesn't matter if you wrote it on paper. You could put that on the tablets of the commandments. You're gonna go off script. You're gonna go in the spiral, going to be accusatory. You're not going to listen to reason. Maybe she has a good reason, which is the only good reason I can think of is that one. That it's a legitimate struggle, and she was trying to get advice on how to have this conversation
Yeah.
with them. Because maybe you were the next in line, bro. We really never know. Maybe you were next in line. She was getting her ducks in a row to make sure that what she said to you was addressed in an appropriate manner.
But I want to just we talk about the confrontation, the conversation that he should have,
Mm-hmm.
right? All his feelings on paper, but I also want to encourage the man to not feel ugly
Yes.
because you you still won. You're still married. Now, hold on. I know where you're going with this. You're still married.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want him to think that because of the physicalness that he's already a zero.
Okay. So you're addressing his mental state.
Yeah, I'm addressing him mental state that
Okay.
he's a great guy. I don't know him, but like I always go based off just the fact alone that people ask us certain questions lets you kind of almost know what type of person they are.
Yeah.
Self-aware. So if this is a concern to him, that just shows me that he does love his wife.
Yes. But the only thing that I'm focusing on right now is the survival of this marriage. You know, I don't want it to survive if it means that you're going to be
Settling.
settling or insecure for the rest of your marriage.
Yeah, right.
Which is basically what you're saying. Like, acknowledge that you are a human being.
Yeah.
You might have your
I,
imperfections.
I don't mean for the sake of the marriage. I just mean for himself to not feel down. And
No,
bad
exactly.
about
But what I'm
himself.
saying, like, acknowledge that you are a human being. You have imperfections, like we all do. But also keep in mind, there was a point in time where you were not even married. You asked old girl on a date, and she said yes. So she might have found you cute back then. So you do have some certain attractive qualities to you. If somebody said yes, and even went as far as to marry you, you have to have some type of attractive qualities.
Yeah.
So don't let someone else's perception of you, and even if it's your wife, which it's crazy that we're saying this, that it's the wife in the scenario, don't let that perception cloud your reality. Because what's going to end up happening is, again, you're going to spiral. And then God forbid, but let's say that your marriage does end. Every relationship you have after that is going to be an insecure one. Trust issue filled relationship.
I think I think that after the conversation is had, I think there should be a way, or it wouldn't be too demanding for you to request some type of assurance, because at the end of the day, action still needs to be taken. I feel whether it's a verbal one or whether it's whatever, but after the conversation, it can't just end at her saying, "Well, I didn't mean it. This is not." I think it's only right to request some type of assurance. Okay, like how do I know that this won't continue to happen? How do I know that you don't feel more than just an attraction to this guy? Like,
Yeah, but what would you say in that scenario? That would assure you.
well, maybe not what she said, but what she would do.
What would she do?
Well, let's say that she verbally assures him, like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
it was a comment that I made. I still love you. I do find you attractive. Cause I ain't gonna lie, like I myself, like there's a million people in the world.
Yeah.
They're gonna be more attractive than me.
Yeah.
It's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
But she has to just, in some way, shape, or form, in her own way, assure this man that I love you, and even if this guy, for whatever reason, is more attractive, the same way there's probably women that you find more attractive than me, I'm here with you
Yeah.
every day, and you're the man that I want to be with.
Okay.
Now it's in our
I agree with you, but I wouldn't ask for it. I would see if she does it on her own. Because if I have to ask for reassurance, then it's gonna be like, oh yeah, this is what he wants to make this conversation go. Oh yeah, let me do that. I would start the conversation and let her say, I still love you. I do find you,
But see, that's why sometimes relationships are so scary, bro, because all we have from another person is their word.
damn, that is a daunting thing to to think about because it's true.
It is true.
No, but you know what? That it's not true. It's not true because if there's one thing that Carmen has been very adamant about is that actions speak louder than words.
Right.
You can tell me every day that you love me, every single day,
Right.
and if every day your actions say the contrary, there's a conflicting issue here.
And she could still find somebody more attractive than you.
Exactly.
One doesn't cancel out the other, unfortunately.
No, but what I'm saying is, you say that all we have is the word. Uh,
I mean, don't get me wrong.
maybe
Yeah,
maybe
I mean,
body language is a thing,
Yeah.
The way that you move around other people, the way that she addresses you, does she respect you? Does she see you as a man? These are all influential things because maybe it's not that she doesn't find you physically attractive, but she does not see the man in you.
And
That's a real problem.
what I'm getting at it is that, and I don't want to be the pessimistic guy. All I'm saying is that a woman can show all these things and still,
Find you unattractive, or be attracted to another man, or not be in love with you.
so that's what when I say all we really have is the
Is there
person's
word?
word.
Yeah.
I mean it like that. Like, yeah, actions do speak louder than words.
Yeah,
Your wife could do all that for you. She could.
It's possible, but I feel like it's very unlikely because it's very hard to. One thing I've noticed and learned in life, it is very difficult to keep up a lie. It's damn near impossible. In fact, biblically, it is impossible to
Yeah.
keep up a lie.
Yeah.
If you don't love a person, let's say that you do all the things that that person requires you to do for them to feel loved, eventually you're gonna run out of steam.
Yeah.
It's not sustainable.
Yeah.
Lies, facades are not sustainable. They're doable in the moment and maybe a few moments after that, but then things like this are gonna happen where he overheard her having a conversation about how she's not attracted to him. Again, I want to give her the benefit of the doubt and see maybe she was gonna address this to you. I wouldn't put all my chips in that basket, to be honest with you. Maybe she was just venting. You heard the tone that she was talking, not me. So write down, confront, and just cool off before you do that.
I agree.
All right. Let's go to the next question. This one is more up our alley. Hello from California. Huge problem. My husband has recently been taking points and VTO at work to come home early to do nothing but game. He has been neglecting us financially and we are now severely struggling. I have a job, but I feel alone. Please help.
This is gonna be easy.
Oh my God. This is what pisses me off.
This what really
This is
pisses
what
me
pisses
off.
me off. Nah.
Can I
Yeah, go ahead.
leave that, man?
I wouldn't necessarily jump to that. Isn't that crazy? I wouldn't necessarily jump
This
to
is
that.
what really pisses me off.
I wouldn't necessarily jump to that. There's something that Manny's wife, Crystal, was explaining to me the other day. There are things called natural consequences.
Okay.
She finds a safe space. She said us, so maybe they have kids.
Mm-hmm.
Find a safe place. You have a job, so that's good. A friend that's willing to take you in for a couple days. Leave him for a few days.
Oh, you thought I meant divorce?
Yeah.
No.
When I say leave that man, I mean take the ring off. Rip up the marriage documents.
Nah.
That doesn't mean that you're divorced, by the way. Is that clear? Just because you rip up a marriage document does not mean you're divorced. Just okay. So you mean like?
Yeah, I mean like.
Okay, like jump ship, leave the
Yeah.
house. Okay, and let him figure it out.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Let him figure it out.
Grown ass man.
Can I say something that might be controversial?
You always do.
This is cheating. This is cheating on your wife. Because cheating is not the same as adultery. Adultery, you're sleeping around with someone else. Cheating is violating the initial terms of the agreement, the contract that you signed, the vows that you took, the oath that you took to this person. If you are intentionally violating that agreement, that is cheating on your spouse.
And by that you mean the wedding vows.
Yes, the wedding vows. You promised this woman, and don't tell me that you did not, because no woman would unite herself to such incompetence.
Bro, you said yes. You said I do.
Exactly. You promised this woman in the good and in the bad. Don't take this moment and hijack it and say, oh, well, now in the bad, she got to stay with me. No, she doesn't. Because in the good, you were not a good husband. The thing is that he is intentionally, because, bro, if they were sending him home every day, like
there's no work, just leave. Like you have
exactly,
no option.
then maybe her issue would be, oh, my man doesn't want to get another job. And in that case, maybe he feels like, well, maybe things are going to get better. I've had this job for 12 years, X, Y, Z. We can fill in a number of things that can be workable there, but you're leaving, taking points and VTO, not working all the hours that you could, and now your wife is working her full-time shift.
Not even to get home and do a side hustle.
To game.
And I doubt you're getting paid for gaming.
In this case, bro, I
This is
never.
probably the dude that got mad talking about.
This is his wife sharing the
Yeah,
episode.
yeah.
No. I personally, yeah, leave the house. Leave the house. Let him deal with the natural consequences of his own
Hmm.
actions. He honestly, I'm just gonna. He doesn't love you. He does not love you. That is, it is inconsistent for you to say that you love a woman and your kids. You see that the bills and the money ain't adding up, and you think to yourself, Call of Duty seems like a better idea right now. You know what I really miss? 2K. Instead of trying to work overtime hours, instead of trying to, I'm not telling you to slave away, but if you have to do that, bro, you signed up for that. That is the role of the man.
Bro, and at least, not at least, your wife is working. Two is better than one.
Yeah.
Two paychecks is better than one in the house.
Yes.
So you live here too, bro.
It's, bro, I just can't imagine. Like,
I'm curious to know the age of this man, child.
I should have asked. I should have asked, but I seen this happen in
Yeah,
unfortunately all age groups.
yeah, yeah.
But the fact that you're leaving, you are saying, I am not working another hour. I need to relax. I need to go home and decompress. I need to sit down. You have a problem, bro. That's an addiction. It's like a crackhead going to the dealer, bro, knowing that they only got $7 to their name, and they know that they're gonna get their fix.
It's like the crackhead that sells something to get that money.
Exactly. Like they got a washing machine. They don't care. They're gonna be able to do their clothes the next day.
Yeah,
They just whoop
yeah.
sell it for a fix.
So you're late on the bills and the lights and the electricity goes off. How you gonna game, bro?
Yeah, like you know what? I was not gonna do this. I was not gonna be a little bit empathetic, but I'm gonna be a little bit empathetic here. Maybe this man has a legitimate problem, and I just can't do it. I can't. I can't get around it.
I think if he would have had a legitimate problem, she would have said it, like an actual like issue.
And maybe this is new, because how many points can a person take? Certain jobs give you 6, certain jobs give you 12. But it's like, okay, what are you doing? You're giving yourself no room, zero room for financial prosperity within your home.
Ma'am,
Leave that, man.
go to your friends, go to your parents, go.
To a hotel
Yeah,
for a night or two.
if you got kids, take the kids because they shouldn't.
Be around that.
Because a man who games all day, it's a domino effect. He neglects himself. He's neglecting his wife. He's neglecting the kids. That's how it goes down. You leave them kids with that man for a week. I guarantee all they're gonna be doing is eating cheese with crackers.
See, that breaks my heart. They Men who would rather focus on their own.
And I speak from not experience, secondhand experience.
Yeah, but men who have kids, they would rather spend time on the video game than with their families. I don't care what you say, bro. I don't care what you say. Not you, but whoever's listening to this.
Yeah.
That is a sign of what was that a sign of, bro? Immaturity is not even the right word at this point. It's selfishness, narcissism.
Yeah.
Some people should not get married, straight
Or
up,
have kids.
or reproduce. Like marriage, if this is your take on life, that you have your own thing, marriage is not for you, and I'm not sorry. Do not get married if this is your mindset. If you're not willing to lay down your own personal things for the benefit of your marriage and your family, you are not a man that is worthy of having a family or a marriage. And that is that.
And again, because we get it all the time. We're not telling you to stop gaming. What we're telling you is to shift your priorities.
You know what? I am telling this man to stop gaming.
This man?
This man.
Okay. I agree. This man should.
This man should just put whatever game. He probably an Xbox, but yeah, probably
Xbox niggas catching strays.
put that Xbox on eBay, bro. Put it on Facebook Marketplace. Put it for sale in the garage. Sell it for $2 if you have to, and avoid losing your wife and kids. Because what's gonna happen is, you know what's gonna happen? If she ends up leaving and realizes how much better she is without this fool, he's gonna become bitter.
The bar's low. There anything at this point will be better.
It's better than isn't that crazy? that the father of your children, instead of being an aid to you, is a nuisance. He's getting in the way of your financial prosperity. Because here's the thing: maybe you're working, I don't know, 20 hours a week, 30 hours a week, not making enough money. You're still eating the same amount of food. You're consuming the same amount of electricity. You're consuming the same amount of water. So now, instead of being a money bringer, a breadwinner, you have become a bill.
You're a liability. You're an expense.
You are an expense now. You are no longer you have negative equity, brother.
Because a liability is needed. An expense is just pleasure.
Exactly. Like, if she gets rid of you, she'll have more money.
Yeah.
Sis, I'm not telling you to get divorced. I promise you I'm not. But I'm really struggling not to tell you that. I'm struggling. At this point, I have it. It's not in me. To try to baby men into being the men that they promised their wives that they were going to do. They were going to be.
I'm going to tell something to the lady. Do not feel like you leaving is lack of love for this man. And I get it. I don't want to leave because I love him. We have X amount of years together. We have kids. Who do you love more, him or yourself?
And whose future is more important, his or your kids?
You can leave him and you can love him because you're doing him a favor and you don't even know it. But don't stay in a toxic relationship at the expense of love, because love can only do so much.
I'm telling you, like, and I'm just going to reiterate it to you. I don't want it to get lost in the sauce. Your man is cheating on you. This is cheating. This is being unfaithful to you, because he's not faithful with making sure that you have food on the table. You have to pick up his job and do it. Your kids do not see a father who they can count on. They see, oh, daddy's home, and maybe they're so young. I don't know what age they are, but maybe they're so young that now they're just, when daddy gets home, let's play video games with daddy. Maybe they're in that stage in life, but eventually they're gonna know, yo, what was this man doing?
And if you don't know what to do and you want to help him, you're not the person to help. You're not the savior. You're not the savior.
Maybe she is.
No.
How not? How is she not? You're saying it's not her role to course correct this ship?
Even if it is, because of the role that she already has in this man's life, he won't take it. Straight up.
Are you going off of the nobody is a prophet in their own land type thing?
Basically.
Like, nobody will listen, like, her voice has become irrelevant to her at this point?
Yeah. If
I agree with you.
If we really look at the scenario, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you're right, 100% right. This is a drastic situation that calls for a drastic measure.
Third parties aren't bad.
They're not. And see, I'm not crazy about talking about your issues with other people.
Mm-hmm.
In this scenario, you need another person.
Mm-hmm.
Because your voice has become mute in his ears.
Mm-hmm.
It falls, like the seeds that you throw fall in barren land.
Mm-hmm.
They're not growing. They're not giving any fruit. And now, again, he is not. Here's the thing. Here's what's going to happen with you. If you stay in the situation, you're going to forever punish yourself for not being able to stand up for yourself. You're forever going to be in a situation where you settled.
You're teaching this man how to love you.
And you're teaching your children how to act in the marriage. Because now, let's say they have a daughter. It's okay for a woman to put up with this nonsense. Mm-hmm. If you have a son, it's okay for me to treat women in this way. It's a slippery slope. I want to know if this guy's a mama's boy. That's what I really want to know.
Sometimes without even realizing, we create our own generational curses.
We do. And another thing, if he is a mama's boy, please do not take any crap from his mother. No, from his mother. Because if you leave, you better believe that this man's going to go right to mama. Oh, she left me. And don't take any bull crap from them. Please don't. Stand your ground. You get out of that house. Let him figure it out.
Stand on business.
And if he wants to keep leaving work, let him do it. Lose the house. Let it happen. It's going to be one of those big natural consequences that you're going to have to deal with, that he's going to have to deal with. Don't you dare swoop in and try to save him. Don't do that. Because what you are going to undo the progress that could happen. Sometimes you got to, just like the prodigal son, you got to eat dirt.
You got to eat with the pigs.
You got to eat with the pigs to understand what you had before you lost it. Let him eat dirt. Let's leave it at that. The next one really pisses me off. And it pisses me off because of the lack of understanding and awareness from the person who is asking me this question. The sender pissed me off in this one. And it's a woman. Hey guys. I can't even read this one. I want you to, I'm gonna get through it. Hey guys, my husband and I got into a huge fight because he found out I have a work husband. Hold on. It's nothing romantic or inappropriate. Wrong, but it's nothing romantic or inappropriate. We are just two friends that get along very well. My man says he feels disrespected and even says he feels cheated on. He told me that as long as I work in that office, he would not feel comfortable. I feel like he's exaggerating and I don't want to quit. Any advice? Do you see why this pisses me off?
Yeah.
You just had another Kathy moment. We'll explain what Kathy moments are in the future.
You can quit the job or you can quit the marriage.
I want to go back to the beginning of this question.
No, yeah, we're definitely got to dissect
this. Okay. Why do you feel like it's appropriate to have a work husband?
It's kind of counterintuitive too, considering that she calls him a work husband and then says we're just really good friends.
Do you know what work husbands are, according to people who think like she does? It's just your best friend at work that happens to be the opposite sex. Mm-hmm. You do everything together. You go out to lunch together. They bring lunch to each other. They're always talking. And then the office, the warehouse, or they themselves dub them work husband, work wife. Mm-hmm. And y'all have no idea how ridiculous y'all look doing that. If you have a work husband or work wife right now, I just want to tell you, you look dumb.
That Drewski meme. That Drewski video.
Oh yeah. You know what's funny at the end of that video?
That he get his wife fix him up.
No, like he has a work wife and he's flirting and he's whatever. He gets in the car, just all right, let's go. Doesn't even talk to her. He just leaves.
He doesn't talk to his actual wife. But it's real.
Ma'am, you are so wrong, and you don't even know. Because right now she wants to insinuate that he's exaggerating.
What?
She wants to insinuate that he is exaggerating.
I thought you said exaggerating.
Man, no, you can. I don't got retainers, bro. I speak clearly sometimes. You think that he's exaggerating, and he's really not. He is right on the money, in my opinion. He guess what?
He has the right to feel exactly how he feels.
And guess what? You did cheat on him. Mm-hmm. Oh, you don't want to hear it? You did cheat on him. Because what happens is, why are we giving other people outside of our marriage privileges that should be exclusive to the marriage? Privileges that belong to your husband. Nobody should have the title of husband other than the man who put a rock on your finger. That's it.
Tell him.
Because you have whose last name again? Your work husband? I don't think so. You get fired, and guess what? That man is gone. So this relationship, this little friendship we have, it's like vapor. It'll be gone in a moment.
The moment one of you leaves, well, maybe. Yeah. Then some of them
they stay in touch.
Yeah.
But I don't want you to hear that and say, well, see, it's nothing. No, it's very inappropriate. Because guess what? You, in your mind, might think, oh, yeah, this is nothing going on. But what does he think? Mm-hmm. What does your little work boyfriend think? Mm-hmm. What do your coworkers say about the relationship that you two have?
Bro, it sucks because I want this to really marinate in the mind of this woman is that the man that you're actually married with, the man who be at home waiting for you, the man who be at home willing to give you the world and everything, the fact that he probably sees the bad and the ugly side of you. Yeah. Why is the work husband who doesn't see or have to put up with any of that
only get the benefits?
Reap the benefits of the good side.
Why does that's good. See, that's something I never even thought about. Why does a nobody, an irrelevant person, get the benefits of the hard work that you and your husband have to put in?
Meanwhile, husband at home probably since before they were just boyfriend and girlfriend, guayando la yuca, how they say, trying to make this happen.
Yeah.
Not only just changing things about himself to make sure that it happens, but also, putting in the work to either like get a house together and just build a home.
Mm-hmm.
He gets just dryness or whatever.
And you know what's worse? He gets the
Yeah.
leftovers. You gave all of your romantic energy to a man
Mm.
at work
Mm.
the whole day. Y'all two were having fun. Y'all two were eating pasta together. Y'all two were eating water. And then you get home and your husband gets the leftovers. There's no energy for him.
And that's a real thing. The way you just said that romantic energy, that's a real thing. That's like a cup that gets drained as well.
Bro, you as a woman who is married should not have any male friends that your husband does not know or approves of. I do not care how that falls. I don't let the chips fall where they may. Just like I say, as a man, men should not have any female friends at the workplace, outside of the workplace, anywhere that his wife does not know nor approve of. My wife has a say on what women I can allow into my life. Guess what? You don't want to know why? Because she's my wife. Wifey. A wife does not have the same privileges as a girlfriend. She has way more. A girlfriend, don't worry about that. But he made you a wife. And since you said yes, you accepted this man's proposal. You accepted all the terms and agreements that came with said proposal, which means exclusivity.
Hmm.
And don't tell me that this is a foreign concept to you, because otherwise you would not be married.
And again, I always go back to just putting yourself in the other person's shoes. How would you feel if your man was at work fiddling and tickling
Other
this other
girls, other
girls?
women, or it's even worse when it's one woman.
Imagine you cook for your husband and at work he throws your food away and he's eating whatever the work wife brought him.
Or imagine you cook for your man, and then he takes that food to another woman.
Mm.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you, I had a similar situation happen to me back in 2017. No, 2018. There was this one girl who got hired into the call center, and I was currently doing some training or training other people, and uh, she brought me food because I was training her, and I feel like she felt a little bit too comfortable. She brought me some food. I said, "Oh, I brought some food for my work husband." I was like, "What? Hold it right there. I'm married. I don't. No, I'm married. You're not my work wife. I'm not your work husband. We're strictly co-workers, and that's it." Did she feel bad? Did she want to say something? Yes, but
Yeah.
I do not care about the next person's feelings. I do not want to spare your feelings. If it means that I'm going to disrespect my wife, because what's going to end up happening is she's going to be at home. If she ever finds out, which they always do,
They always do.
as you can see, your man found out about
Yeah.
about your extracurricular activities, and my wife, she's gonna feel like an idiot. She's gonna feel like she's embarrassed, like I'm embarrassing her out there.
Yeah.
And one thing I always say, one thing you are not going to catch me doing is putting my wife in an embarrassing situation. You have put your husband in an embarrassing situation.
And you're wrong, man. You're wrong.
It is inappropriate. It is romantic. And maybe if it's not that inappropriate for you, maybe it is for him, because this man might be thinking, one of these days,
One of these days I'm gonna hit.
one of these days she's gonna slip and fall. One of these days, I just gotta play the long game. And the reason they play that long game is because it works.
Clean up aisle 7, the meat aisle. That's where she gonna slip.
Yep, right there. And guess what? This is how work affairs start. I'm trying to gloss over that comment, as you can see, because this is a serious conversation. Uh, this is how work affairs start. This is how men who are very competitive start to be cocky and disrespectful. Because then, guess what? Yo, bro, just laugh it out. Just laugh it out. You turning red over there. You good?
I'm good. I'm
You
good.
straight? Okay.
Nah, this is serious.
Then the Christmas dinner comes along, which I don't know why people go to those things, but whatever. Then the work Christmas dinner comes around. You bring your husband as a plus one, and then your work husband gets a little bit cocky.
Yeah.
He gets a little bit disrespectful. Also, this is my competition. What? Ooh. Oh my God. Oh my God. Hands are not sufficient. Hands are not sufficient.
Yo,
What do you mean, bro? I'm telling you, I really hope your husband doesn't hear this, man.
put him on.
No, no, no. I really hope her husband, because
Ma'am, you're wrong.
I hope he leaves you. Yeah. Because if you're not willing to understand why he feels this way, if you're willing to say that he's exaggerating and not for a second you're willing to consider his feelings, not for a second you're willing to consider that you did something wrong, not for one moment you're willing to sit down and say, maybe this isn't an appropriate relationship that I have with another man. How did you and your husband meet? How did you two get married? Was it just something at first that wasn't really something at first?
It's like I always say, every marriage starts off with being friends.
Exactly.
So the whole we're just friends thing is like,
So technically, you are on the same trajectory, the same with this man that you were with your husband before you got married. And if you're willing to stay here, that he's exaggerating and you don't want to quit the job, then I have nothing else to say to you but
you might as well just you might as well be the one to leave the relationship and free
yeah.
that man from continuing to be Luigi when he should be Mario.
How are you intentionally making your man play number two? And I like that this man stood up for himself.
Yeah, like a.
Like he again, like you said, he feels exactly how he should feel.
Yeah.
He is disrespected. You disrespected him. He is cheated on because this is cheating. And at this point, the bare minimum you can do is get some therapy. Get some sessions in there. Talk to a professional. But man, if you are not even willing to acknowledge your husband's feelings, and you would rather salvage a work friendship than protect your marriage,
Your forever partner.
you are not worthy of said marriage.
Nope.
So gloves off with this one.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess she expected us to be like, yo,
On
yeah.
her side.
Yeah.
Have you scrolled through my account ever?
Yeah. Have you heard the show?
Yeah. Work wives, work husbands, not a thing. Not a thing. It's inappropriate contact with another person who has zero commitment to you. It is, you're not a free agent.
Mm.
You're not single. If you were single, don't even worry about it.
Yeah.
But you're married and you're trying to gaslight your husband through us. What do you think was going to happen? Oh yeah, don't leave her. You shouldn't feel like he's cheated on. Maybe he's exaggerating, but maybe no. This man, I feel like he should have said a lot more.
Lucky he put the beats on you.
Thank God he did it, man.
I'm just saying because there's probably some men that would. There's probably some men that would have drove to the job
And done something foolish.
Yeah.
But there's that, man. I don't want to keep going with this one because again, I'm just gonna get a little bit too heated. And I do want to give a rational answer. The rational answer is if you want to save your marriage, absolutely quit. Absolutely find a different job. Absolutely give your husband what he needs to feel comfortable. Because you have basically just pulled the entire foundation of your marriage out from underneath his feet. I want to know how he found out. Because if you found out because how text message you two were texting back, oh Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
Just
Next.
we got the last one here. Hey guys, I need some advice. My boyfriend isn't emotionally verbal at all. Besides, I love you. I tell him why I love him and how proud of him I am and how much I appreciate him, but he is not the same. We've had conversations about this, and and now he says that he'll do better, but nothing changes. I feel very frustrated, and I feel like I hold all the emotional parts of our relationship.
So I got 3 things to say. Just 3.
Mhm.
Um, number one is if he verbally doesn't say it or whatever, I want to know if he shows it though.
How else does he show it?
Yeah. Number 2 is for the man, he definitely should make
Step
a
up.
better
Put more effort.
a better effort at verbally telling his girlfriend that he loves her
Mhm.
and appreciates her and all that good stuff. Number 3, how number three is a two part. Number three is how much more are you willing to put up with this? And if you are willing to put up with it, you just gotta accept who this person is.
Yeah. As I was reading this, I was trying to identify myself with this,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because my wife and I are kind of the same, but not really. Uh, we, it's, it's the love languages thing all over again, right? Because my wife might not tell me I love you as much as I tell her I love you, which is not true. She tells me it all the time. However, the things that she does shows me how much she loves me. Like her I love yous become the cherry on top
Mm-hmm.
of all the things that she did to show me that she loves me.
Right.
Like even if she didn't say it, she doesn't have to because she's proven it.
Right.
You feel me? So I wanna um it seems like you love your husband, your boyfriend,
Mm-hmm.
because you tell him that you love him. And it seems like he deserves it because again, you tell him that you love him.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not that he's a bad boyfriend, it's just that he's not emotionally verbal.
Yeah.
Like Oscar said, there are some people who are just like that. Who just don't have a lot to say, who don't give. This man right here in front of me is a prime example of somebody who can love deeply, and you still wonder what's going on in this kid's brain because he just doesn't express it verbally a lot,
There's a
but he
but
will show you.
yeah, but there's there's a root to everything.
Mhm.
Like we're not just like no,
Did
no,
he grow up in a home with a
Yeah.
lot of I loves you, I love
Exactly.
yous, or a lot of hugs or kisses?
exactly.
Did he grow up in a house where maybe it was said quite a bit, but it was never shown?
Yeah.
And maybe he says, okay, my words are meaningless, which is not a healthy thing.
Mhm.
It's just something that we do to cope.
Mm-hmm.
My words mean nothing, actions are everything. In this scenario, I will make a call to the brother and say, yo, listen, man, you need to step up and give your wife what she needs from you. Because here's where we mess up. Oh, he's like that. He shows it. He doesn't really say it.
Yeah.
No, because maybe her love language is words of affirmation.
Right.
And if you are not affirming her, you are not loving her. At least that's how she feels. Because if her tank is running low,
Yeah. She feels like she's not loved.
it doesn't matter how much physical touch is going on. It does not matter how much gifts are being given, how
Mhm.
many acts of services are happening, and it does not matter how much quality time is being spent.
She's not gonna
If
feel.
you are not affirming her, she will never feel completely loved by you. And if you do love your girl, then I would make every effort to dwindle down on my love language and increase and turn it up a notch on hers.
Mm-hmm.
And then to the woman, maybe his love language is acts of service and not words of affirmation or physical touch or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you can dial it down. This is going to be hard because again,
It takes a lot of intentionality.
exactly, it takes an effort on both sides.
Mhm.
Maybe turn it down with the verbal I love yous, and show him.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe one day wake up extra early and just do something for wake him up to the smell of bacon, some
And
breakfast made.
and I want her to know that that his inability to you verbally say that I love you shouldn't affect how she treats him.
At all, because that's really gonna
Yeah.
derail everything.
Yeah, because many times it's happened where it's like, oh, he doesn't say I love you, so I'm just gonna stop doing this.
Mhm.
This isn't. I mean, I know you guys are just dating, but it shouldn't. Oh, it shouldn't be a I'll just match your energy type of thing.
Exactly.
Like just keep doing the things you do because you love him at the end of the day, regardless,
Mhm.
and encourage him to verbally say. Hopefully, he gets the message. If not, you can show him this clip or whatever, and you guys can work this out. So you guys can move on from the dating stage and go on to marriage if that is the goal.
Yeah, I like that she wants more though, because
Yeah, of course.
it's okay to want more in your marriage, in
Yeah.
your relationship, or and it's not a bad thing to ask for. It's just a hard thing to get if there's not a mutual effort.
Yeah,
Has to be from both sides. Cannot just be one person. Oh, I wanted to say I love you more. I wanted to express his feelings more often. That takes a lot of breaking.
yeah. Especially if he
A
had,
lot.
like we talked about, if he dealt with certain traumas from his household, or not even traumas, it's just how he was raised. Like, it can be a hard thing to break out of. And
Exactly.
it's like my third point that I was making is like, okay,
Willing to put up with
if you're
this.
willing to put up with this, then you just have to learn to accept that this is who he is.
Yeah. But accepting that this is who he is does not mean that there will not be any change. You accepting that this is who he is means that you know that it's not something that's wrong with him.
Mm-hmm.
It's just something that can be worked on.
Yeah.
You need to ask yourself what the next couple, let's say even years, look like. This is going to look like a lot of, hey, babe, remember we had the conversation that you were going to try to express yourself more? Because guess what? Since he's not used to it, he is going to slip up. He's going to mess up. He's going to, maybe he does want to, include you more emotionally, but he's not used to this. And he, since he's not used to it, is going to forget. That is not even an if. It's a when. It's going to happen. So when that does happen, don't be accusatory and say, we're having this conversation yet again. I thought you said that you were going to be more. No, see, that turns him off right there.
Yeah.
That tells him, yo, you know what? Forget this. Because you're not married. He could just leave. But that's not going to happen because you love each other.
But I was going to say, don't make the mistake of suffocating him either.
Yeah.
With, like, because a lot of women tend
With the
to.
demands?
Not the demands, but a lot of women tend to do this whole thing where they're
Love
like.
bombing?
Bro.
No, that's where you're going at, right?
No, let me talk.
It's my bad.
The women make a lot of the mistake of just always asking, do you love me?
That's love bombing.
Okay, then love bombing.
Yeah. It's like you're suffocating him with the questions.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, I love you so much, I love you so much, I love you so much.
Yeah.
You're not giving him space to breathe.
Yeah, and it's like the constant asking of, do you love me? If I died, would you move on? Do you, like, all these questions combined with the wrong timing
Yeah.
can seem like a pressure for him to be like, oh, like, I love you. Like, why can't you just get that?
And it's going to come out in a way that you don't want it to come out.
Yeah. And gee, we know how much women hate when things come out forced.
Or the tone.
Or the tone.
Maybe he does love you, but now you're going to go into tone policing. And
yeah.
Yeah, maybe, I'm telling you, dial it back a little bit. Give him the space to grow and be comprehensive in that growth path. Because it's not going to be linear. It's not going to be how you want it to be.
Did she say that he says I love you just not often? I don't remember.
Actually, he's not verbal at all, emotionally verbal, besides I love you.
So he says I love you.
No, but basically the point still stands. He's not like communicative with his emotions.
Okay.
Which is, again, words of affirmation type thing.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have to give him time.
I think it's just it's trauma, and I don't want to like, this isn't a bad thing.
Right.
Like I'm not gonna sit here and crucify this man, because I do believe in traumas, and I do believe in just things.
And we identify with them.
Yeah, exactly. So it's, I think it's just important to make yourself a safe partner. At the end of the day, when he's ready to come out of his shell, he will.
Yeah.
I think so. And maybe in the future present some type of counseling. That's always important.
That's welcome.
It's always important. And just, be graceful at the end of the day. Find out why he's like that. Maybe you've been around his parents. Maybe you see the same thing with his parents. And it's like you can kind of put two and two together.
What do the parents say?
Yeah.
How have the parents maybe conditioned him to do this?
Yeah.
Because many times that's the root of the issue, man.
I'm gonna tell you something, man. Men are so in their heads all the time that it's not always easy to
tell me about it.
To really just come out and express express how you feel, because as the man, even in the dating stage, like, there's still so much pressure because people don't understand the concept yet of just being happy within yourself and then just coming together in happiness. Like, as a man, when we're young, we think that we're just supposed to make the other person happy, and bro, it's not true. Like I remember, like, when you remember when I was like dating my wife and everything.
Yeah.
That, like, I would have like $27 to my name, and just so she ate, I would starve.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the same thing. Like, there's pressure there. I'm here like starving, like my stomach, and it's like, no, like, let's get you whatever you want.
Yeah.
So it's like maybe he just doesn't want to put that on you.
And just in this case, it's not that she asked him to do that.
No.
It's that he felt that if he didn't do it, he was not being the man that she wanted him to be.
Exactly.
It's not, and I'm just because he wasn't going to say this, so I'm not putting words in his mouth. These are things that he has said. It's not a healthy thing, is what he's trying to tell you.
No, it's not. And it's just it's part of that. And you guys gotta. I don't know how old you guys are or anything like that, but it's important to just mold yourself so that way he can mold himself even in the midst of the relationship.
Yeah.
You know.
And I want to wrap this up, but I do want to give you my personal example because I can relate to this somewhat. I've been married for almost 6 years, right? In 6 years of marriage, I have struggled with being immediately open and emotionally available and communicate what I'm feeling. Like last night, like I said, I had this
You vented.
not a meltdown. I vented to my wife, but I've been feeling those things for like some weeks now, maybe even some months. So maybe if I would have communicated those things earlier, I wouldn't have gone to the point of frustration that I am in right now. Here's where I'm going with this. I still struggle with that. And my wife gives me grace. And sometimes she's like,
And it has nothing to do with your wife. It's you.
it's me. It's me because she understands that I cannot undo 20 some odd years of not being communicative with anyone in a few years. Maybe if the effort was a little bit more intense, sure, right? But there is a natural process to everything. And it starts with acknowledging, yeah, I do want to communicate more. That's all it takes. Yes, I have no problem with communicating everything to my wife. That's not an issue for me. The issue is the habits that I formed over the course of my life that led me to be somewhat incapable of doing it in the moment. And I have to, it's not muscle memory for me. It's, wait, crap, I forgot to tell her. Wait,
Intentionality.
exactly, intentionality. And you know what? That, oh crap, I forgot to tell her. That's a beautiful thing because you want to do it. It's not, oh, here she goes again. She wants to know.
Or it can look like it can look like that, or it can look like even if she asked you, or you ask him, "How was your day?" Fine. Even if 5 minutes later, it's like, you know what?
It wasn't.
It wasn't.
I've done that. I've literally left the room and come back and said, you know what? That was a lie.
It ain't fine.
It is not okay. Maybe we do that as men because we don't want to burden our wives or girlfriends, whatever, with
It's the stigma, bro, that we
it
always
is.
talk about.
And you know what? I feel like men, we feel like our emotional burden is too much to handle. And we don't want anyone to. That's stupid, in my opinion, because.
Or sometimes as men, because this happened to me, sometimes I don't even understand my own emotions.
That too.
So it's like, how can I expect really somebody else to?
Yeah. Wow. That's a male phenomenon, isn't it?
Yeah.
But when I feel like that and I've decided to talk, I notice that in talking it out, my emotions become clear.
You kind of find the words that,
they become clear. And also, I don't know if you're a believer, but I feel like a really good time to get close to God is right now. Because if you are believers, we have this visual. It's like a triangle. The closer you are to God, the closer you are to each other. So if you do intentionally seek for God, seek him, his kingdom, I feel like communication is going to even out between you two. You're going to be more communicative with him. I don't want you to think for a second that you are the superstar of communication. Nobody is. There are maybe some things about you that he would like to change, that he would like you to, step it up a notch in. So be gracious. Love that man until you can't fathom, and also remember that you're just dating your boyfriend and girlfriend. I'm not sure if you guys are serious like domestic partners that you just aren't going to get married or whatever. But if you're just like dating for like a few months or maybe a year, you guys are just starting. There's a lot of room to work, a lot of it.
But so, it's like I always say, if two people are willing, it can happen.
Yeah.
It can happen.
Straight up. If two people are willing, it's a matter of not if, but when.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was that question. The answer is, again, be gracious with him. Do you have anything else to add on to this, bro?
No, I got nothing else to add.
With that being said, bro, thank you so much for coming over to my house this early in the morning to talk about these things.
You're welcome.
He said you're welcome. This was Yohan.
It's your boy Oscar.
And Stay uncomfortable.